Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the very first ever Brawl News Sneak Peek Hybrid. I don't know if this is Brawl News, but it's definitely one of the bigger changes to come and sparked quite a bit of controversy, which I had to cover here in this episode today. Guys, the Brawl Stars logo is changing. After how many years, things are indeed changing to this, which is crazy to say, seeing that we got so used to the old logo. And I feel like this is kind of like an ongoing practice now with like companies and brands constantly changing their things. And obviously, I think old fans get attached to the old logos and whatnot. So whenever things change, it's met with quite a bit of pushback. All right, so they posted quite a bit here, and we're not going to read all of it, but I do want to go over what people are talking about inside of the community. I guess it kind of makes a little bit of sense what they ended up talking about. Let's just go over some little bits here. Brawl Stars logo is getting a refresh with the next update. Why? The short answer is the old logo started feeling dated and too complex when competing with other brands with more modern looks. Brawl is the core of the brand, but is not very strongly represented in the logo. We wanted to bring our game logo and app icons closer together. And of course, they end up going on, this new logo tackles these challenges while maintaining the legacy of the old logo. So in my opinion, I understand what they're kind of trying to go with. I think when you think of Brawl Stars, right, when you're talking to your friends that play with you and stuff like that, what's the very first thing that you say to them? Let's go play Brawl, right? Or you want to play some Brawl. It's kind of this weird dilemma because, like, honestly, when I saw that feedback, I was like, yeah, that's true. I'm always like, you want to play some Brawl? I never say Brawl Stars. But then on the other hand, it's a little bit strange because like a lot of the stuff within the game is branded around stars, right? Like Star Park, Star Powers, Star Drops, and the list goes on and on. You know what I'm saying? But obviously with such a dramatic change, much like this, it gets people talking. And I just want to tell you guys like my 2 cents, how I am with this type of stuff. Literally when things like this happen, I don't find like it that crazy, or like it doesn't cause so much pull in me that I have to like say stuff online. It really doesn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. But seeing that this is quite the big change and people are talking about it, I felt it was pretty dang important to bring it up in this episode today. We've got Paul, the original like head designer for Brawl Stars. He ended up exploring different things and moved on from the Supercell dev team, but everyone still knows him. He is renowned in the community, and he says aged design. Moving on, I knew this was going to come, dude. I don't follow that many crazy things with like news and whatnot, but I definitely heard about the Cracker Barrel situation, okay? It's like not very good timing on Brawl Stars end with this going on right now. Oh, Pika. Dude, you gonna do that? Keep the star, Brawl Star. Brawl dull circles, which I think that was kind of the hot take for a lot of people, which like this specifically, I don't think anyone really cared which one was more important, like the Brawl or the stars, but a lot of people were kind of sad that this logo was changed, where the cool star was removed. It's just now a circle, which I don't know the idea around that either. It's kind of interesting. Ugh, it looks so bad. Brawl Stars removing the star. Change it back. Supercell doesn't get one right. Horrible change. The old logo's better. The round thing looks terrible. The old star with wings 100% better. Didn't you guys learn from Cracker Barrel? Man, I genuinely hate this. Why? Why Brawl Stars? I'm not sure who said it. I thought it was Dandy while I was scrolling around my timeline the last couple days. But someone ended up saying something along the lines of like, Brawl Stars yet again making a change that no one is asking for, which I kind of understand. I feel like after the masteries being changed and now something like this, it's like, when has this ever been an issue or a problem? I guess like the Brawl Stars dev team has eyes on like more data and whatnot, but it just seems like very strange changes that, I don't know, I maybe don't feel like 100% necessary. Could just be me. That's just what I'm saying. It's time to get into some of the memes surrounding all of this. New circle powers next update. A lot of people have been like, yo, if they're changing stars into circles, let's change other stars into circles. Honestly, it looks pretty dang clean, but it's a meme. We would never want this. Something like this would be wonderful if you ask me. I think a lot of people, if they just made this little tweak, would stop being so crazy online. Here, I put a star in it. It looks just fine. Brawl Stars community freaked out over Melody's height. I saw this as well. I'll be really disappointed if you stay silent on this one. Dude, I saw a tweet surrounding this as well where it's like, where are the melody sims at? Which makes a ton of sense. It's just like, let's get this change rolling. Okay, we need some pushback. But a simple design like this, maybe the star is a little bit big and covering up the W and the L a little bit too much to like the Brawl Stars dev team's liking. I don't know, but I don't think it would be really, really tricky to make that logo into a star, which I think is pretty iconic when it comes to the Brawl Stars logo. Yeah, this one. Melody Sims, we need y'all again. Seriously. The biggest dramatic change that was overturned was because of all of the Melody fans out there, the Melody enjoyers, when they changed her height. Make logo star again. We will not forget you. Reply totem. A literal Brawl Stars esports org popping out memes about the situation. I can't believe he didn't cry during Titanic. Do men even feel things? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to touch on this before we got into the remainder of the sneak peeks on Ziggy. This channel, I try to keep you guys in the loop on all things news, and it would just feel weird to completely bypass this situation that popped up within the last couple days just because of sneak peeks. So wanted to put this in here. Would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. But with that out of the way, it's time to get straight away into the sneak peek on Ziggy, a brawler that I'm actually really, really excited for. Kind of feels like a thrower, a really crazy super. I think this character is going to be really, really solid in the meta, but why don't we get straight away into the breakdown? If you guys didn't see in the Brawl Talk, Ziggy has a pretty interesting basic attack mechanic that feels like a thrower, but like a little bit different, right? It functions pretty much so the same exact way, right? He's able to shoot over walls. He's pretty much so a glorified lobber, but with, I don't know, a different feel. The 1600 damage, not too shabby, but where I think most of the utility is going to come into play is his super. Would you look at this radius? It's insane. You lob it out, and when it's dragged through an opponent, it starts to move slower. And then when it's not bogged down by someone, it goes pretty dang fast. But like one of the craziest supers for AoE and like area denial, if you ask me. Crazy stuff. But why don't we get into the gadgets next? Electric Shuffle. Ziggy hits the nearest enemy with lightning strikes every second for 5 seconds. These attacks cost no ammo. This one's pretty good. I feel like Ziggy doesn't have too much DPS, seeing that it only does 1600 damage. You can unload the shots pretty dang quickly, but his reload speed isn't that fast either. So having a gadget that allows you to have a bit more DPS, I think is really, really nice. A great gadget, if you ask me. Just follows him wherever he goes. Moving on to the next one. Now you see me. The next lightning strike also teleports Ziggy to the same location. Ridiculous. So much fun mobility, you know? Whenever it comes to a brawler like this, like a lobber or something like that, most of the time they're gonna have to have a gadget or want a gadget that's kind of like a get out of jail safe card or whatever, an escape plan, you know? An aggro brawler comes in on you, you activate the gadget, use your super or your basic attack, and you're able to dash out of there. Should be interesting. Seeing that a brawler like this doesn't necessarily want to be in like the middle of things or like going in on people, I would assume people would use this as an escape for the majority of times. But I wonder if this could be used aggroly, you know? I don't know. It might be strange for a brawler like Ziggy, but it could make some fun plays, you know? Moving up to the star powers. The very first one is called Thunderstruck. Brawlers damaged by Ziggy's super are slowed by 20%. This one I think is going to be really, really solid if you manage to actually land it on someone straight up. Seeing that if they're in your super, they are slowed. And slows are generally really, really good for the game, especially for brawlers that are more like sharpshooter-esque, so they can land their shots way easier. And just for Ziggy himself, being able to land the shots for his basic attack a bit more easily, seeing that they're slowed down. And then finally, we have the great Ziggy. Hitting with a lightning strike increases the damage of the next main attack by 30%. This one, I think, is going to be like meta. This one seems good and all and stuff like that, but I think this one is the one you're going to want to be using, you know? So first lightning bolts is dealing 1600, and the following one, no matter where it's going to be, is 2080. Packing a bigger punch, I think, is really important for this guy. And not only that, it's stackable. So if you continuously land your lightning bolt, you'll just be dealing 2080 damage over and over and over. This is like such a good star power. Important for him. But there's the deep dive on Ziggy. I think he feels pretty dang solid. The super is going to be like that game-changing, impactful thing that I think a lot of brawlers are comparable to like a Tara super and whatnot. It's going to take him a while to get it, but I think it's going to make a huge difference in the game. Aside from that, the DPS that he has isn't that crazy, but his utility seems really solid with his star powers and gadgets. You guys should let me know what you're thinking about him. But with that being said, that's just about all I got for you guys here in this episode today. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all, and we'll be seeing you in the next one. Adios, everybody. Take care.